Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Yeah, and we're still working our way through Janáček. Boy, we have quite a bit of Janáček. Lots and lots of Janáček. Oh, it's so great. I just love this stuff. It's endless fun. It really is. Let's see. What do we got today? Oh, yes. The Netherlands Wind Ensemble doing a whole bunch of really interesting things. You know, it's good to have miscellaneous chamber groupie type things. Well, the wind ensemble is mostly winds, of course, and they're fabulous. But, you know, Janáček wrote individual works, and each one was like its own thing. So it's hard to find them all coupled together or put together on one disc. But this is a very, very good disc. You've got Boris Berman, piano, on Chandos. Thierry Fischer, conductor. I mean, solid people. And you get the wind sextet, Mladi, youth. The concertino and capriccio, those are his two works for solo piano and ensembles, weird ensembles. The concertino is for piano and like clarinet and a couple strings and a horn and a bassoon. And the capriccio is for piano left hand, flute, piccolo, and brass ensemble, which is just the weirdest thing. It's like two trumpets and a tenor tuba, and it's just the weirdest groupings. And they're marvelous, strange sounding, but marvelous once you get to know them. The March of the Blue Boys, Pochod Modračku, in Czech, which became the third movement of the wind sextet. So you get both of those. And then you have, it's for piccolo and piano. And then you've got nursery rhymes. The nursery rhymes for chamber choir and chamber ensemble, including an ocarina. Yes, and like a child's drum and all kinds of strange instruments all stuffed in there. So you've got the Academy Muzyczną imienia Praha, which is the academic musical something Prague, whatever, and the Netherlands Wind Ensemble, and they're just wonderful. It's a terrific Janáček disc with all kinds of interesting stuff. And we don't see enough all kinds of interesting stuff on Janáček discs. Then there's this really fine record that for some reason it never gets talked about, but it's wonderful. A Janáček Glagolitic Mass and Sinfonietta with Michael Tilson Thomas and the London Symphony Orchestra and Chorus. I mean, the reason it never gets talked about is because it's Michael Tilson Thomas and the London Symphony Orchestra and Chorus. It's not, Czech people. And usually you want Czech people doing this, but you've got great soloists. It's Gabriela Benáčková, Felicity Palmer, Gary Lakes, Anatoly Kocherga. I mean, they're really, really good. And MTT did this music really well. I saw him perform the Glagolitic Mass at Carnegie Hall, and it was first class. Really exciting performance, and so is this, and it's well recorded. It's in the big MTT box, the complete Sony and RCA recordings. He did have a very, very wide range of repertoire and things that he did well. And this was just one of those sort of, one-off recording things that came out and everybody greeted it with a yawn, and it sort of disappeared rather quickly, but it didn't deserve to. It was very, very fine work. So that's worth considering. Then let's see, what have we got here? Oh, yes, the Orpheus Chamber Orchestra. I have this because it's got the Bartók Divertimento and the Romanian folk dances, really first-class recordings of both. And then Janáček's Mladi, youth, with wind players from the Orpheus Chamber Orchestra. And, oh, they sound like they're having such a good time. The whole disc sounds like they're having such a good time. They play without a conductor and extraordinarily well, and their contemporary music discs were just amazing. So I put this under Janáček. Why not? It could just as easily be under B for Bartók. In fact, when we get to Bartók, we may see it again. Who knows? I may have a few of them sitting around. But for youth, that was worth having. What is this strange? Oh, the New London Chamber Choir and the Critical Band under James Wood. All right, what do we got here? We've got the nursery rhymes, which I keep talking about. You know, people don't know this work because it's so quirky and so strange, but it's beyond charming. It's delightful, delightful. It's like 18, 19 tiny little bits for little choir and strangely constituted chamber ensemble. Wonderful, wonderful work. Could have been written by no one else. Then we've got choruses. So these wonderful male voice choruses, the 70,000, and which is incredible. And we've got the Wolf's Trail and Kaspar Rutsky, Elegy on the Death of My Daughter Olga, which is a terribly sad number. Janáček's daughter died of, I think she had meningitis or something like that while he was working on Yennefer. And he was literally composing and playing it to her as she lay there dying. It was a tragic, horrible story. It, destroyed his marriage, and he never really got over it in some respects. And then his Ave Maria and the fabulous cantata Otse Nos, Our Father, the Lord's Prayer. This is an interesting collection. It really is, with the New London Chamber Choir under James Wood on Hyperion. Yeah, I mean, these are, when Janáček started to get popular again, or at least popular known, when people began to pay attention to him, some of these labels were able to put together, these independent labels particularly, very, very interesting and worthwhile programs. This being one of them, no doubt about it, of unusual and less familiar works. And thank God they exist. And you can put them on, and each one is like a little universe when you encounter it. You've got to sit and pay attention to it, because some of the sounds that Janáček makes are so alarming and fascinating. But of course, the thing that's so cool about it is that he belonged to no school. He wasn't an avant-garde guy. He wasn't an atonalist. He wasn't any of those things. His music is just there. And it's so much fun to hear what he does, because it doesn't sound like anybody else. All right, the Glagolitic Mass. Oh, this is a cool coupling with Martineau's Field Mass, which is a wonderful work for male choir and with baritone solo and wind ensemble largely, and percussion. It's just fantastic. This is on Panton, so you'll never see it again probably. Wonderful, wonderful soloists in the Glagolitic Mass. It's Gabriela Benachkova, Vera Sukupova, František Levora, Karel Prusha, and Václav Zitek in the Martineau Field Mass. And it's all with the Czech Philharmonic Orchestra and Choir under Václav Neumann. First-class stuff on a budget Czechy label that no longer exists, I'm sure. These were all analog recordings from the 1978 and 1980, but well recorded, and boy, that's worth keeping. That's sort of a collector's item. And last, but certainly not least, what have we got here? Oh, this is Karel Ancerl doing Sinfonietta and Taurus Bulba. What a great way to wrap up this video. These are classic, iconic performances. Of course, Superfund re-released them, differently coupled, in the Ancerl Gold collection. These are on Superfund. Superfund Denon sort of things here. Well, this is just Superfund, Japanese Superfund. Very nicely done, as they always do in Japan. And, well, it's Ancerl and it's Janáček, and it's totally fabulous. So there you go. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.